Oh, hi everybody. I was just trying to see who are the guys that's actually looking for their budgets. Many of the people that I know say they don't have any budgets. So, welcome here to Jungle Wealth for tonight for our live Facebook event. If you can hear me clearly, please just say hello and give me a thumbs up so that I can see that everybody can see me, and then we can start with the session. Remember, it's going to be fun, and I want you to not to stress about things, and I want you to listen carefully. I'm doing this for the reason of the fact that I have been there myself. So I have tried and tested all of these things, and I hope that you can join me and also do this the same, and that you will experience wonderful wealth. So, how did this whole story about Jungle Wealth started? Well, many people asked me how can they manage their money? How can they build their wealth? What can they do to build wealth? And I looked up so many avenues, and you know, you can Google anything nowadays. This is not rocket science. But then I discovered a couple of things whilst I was busy in the bush and in nature. And I discovered that there are so many lessons in nature, and I could link the two together directly onto what we can do with our wealth. So I decided to design a program where we're going to start at one specific place and work our way through a mangle, through rough terrain, through seas, over mountains, and get to the top of the mountain. And by the time we get there, hopefully we have learned a lot of things from nature. I've also asked for many fantastic expeditional leaders to join us. They will be all from the financial industry, the insurance industry, the banking industry, and all the industries that you can think of, so that they can help us along the way, because that's what they're there for. My whole objective is to sort out the problems. Now, listen, tonight is not really advice. It is for you to understand money activities that is going to work for you. And we were supposed to start with a program already, but what we've decided to do is to do a live broadcast tonight so that you can just get a feel of what will be the typical program all about. So yeah, let's start and see who can benefit from this. I hope that you will all be happy and benefit. And if there's anything that you do not know or anything that you do not understand, please just drop me something in the comment box, or you can also go to info@picketfence.life and I will answer you from there. So, really, nature works in cycles, and so does our money. So, we must understand that if we look at nature and the cycles that they have, there must be a reason why there are cycles in nature. And I think the first thing that we can think of, the perspective of that when it's in November, it's now November, it's time for the little animals to bring all the little small bucks coming around. And it's also time that we see nature produces a lot of offspring. Now, there are many reasons for this. There might be a reason that there's going to be famine, or there might be a reason that they're already now creating a time and a place where it's going to be maybe not famine. It's just going to be a time for fantastic, like we call it, the McDonald's of the field, for the lion. So maybe there's a time of good fortune. You must also understand that when we look at the older ones, like the elephants, they tend to walk away and go and look for water when there's scarcity at a certain place. They tumble the trees. They have a look at what exactly is going on around them and in their areas. And if it's not a good place to be, they move away and they go and see where can they actually get more water. And I think from a perspective of my good friend Catherine Main, that says from Money Savvy Kids, that the children should also learn from elephants like us. And I think it's important that you understand that the children should learn these money activities from a young age. So also think here from nature perspective, how the elephants work in cycles. They go to the places where there are better water and better supplies for the younger ones. Tonight is not going to be a sales pitch, really. It is not going to be, please join this and please come and join my program. Tonight is really just because a lot of people asked me to help them. So what seems to be the problem? The problem is that people do not understand their budget, or they do not understand how to work with their budget, or they do not understand that a budget also works in cycles just the same as nature. And we're getting into a phase now, November, December, January, February. That's a very specific cycle in your budget. And that's something that you really have to understand. So the problem here is, what do I do with my budget over this time and period? Okay, so let's go back to nature again. I want you to imagine a tree with lots of monkeys, and let's call it monkey nestings, and they find a huge bunch of bananas and amazing fruit, and it's just like Christmas to them. What is the first activity that these guys do? They grab, they open, they stuff their mouths, they just go bananas, and they love it, and everybody's shrieking at one another, and it's like a big jaw. And I don't want you to have this big jaw over Christmas, because what is going to happen? We are going to find ourselves with our 13th checks, with our bonuses, with maybe extra money that your hubby brings home after a long, long year, and also maybe some stockfell money that you have. And all of a sudden you feel like all these monkeys, you just want to go out there and have that happy feeling. Remember, nobody's saying you're not allowed to have a happy feeling. We must just understand the happy feeling and work with our happy feeling. So what is the first lesson that I want to teach you from the monkey's perspective here? So don't take everything and stuff it in your face. Don't take everything and go and use it. Don't take everything and just use it for Christmas and Christmas presents and all those nice things. I've written down here, the first thing that you must do from a monkey gymnastics perspective is keep 3 months savings money aside. So let's say you decide to go for 200 Rand a month. So over this period, take 200 Rand and times that by 3 and just keep it one side. I just want you to keep it one side. Then I want you to take January and February's money that you know in here. That is the money that you're going to use for school fees and all those little things that you're going to need, and put that money aside. Put it aside, and then whatever is left, you have your monkey gymnastics time. It is just awesome then to enjoy Christmas and to do the fun stuff that we all love. So yes, from a monkey gymnastics point of view, keep 3 months savings aside, and keep the savings aside or money aside that you're going to use over January. Okay, so that's money tip number 1. Right, what do we see from the elephant's perspective? So the elephants, they go and they walk in herds, and the older ones talk to the younger ones. So that's what I want you to do. I want you to go to the kids and say, okay guys, what can we do for this specific Christmas or for this specific time? Where can we cut? What do you suggest? Sit around a table with your family and ask them, what do you think we should do? And you will be amazed at all the fantastic things that they come up with. How can they save? And you know what? Then go and grab a massive jar. Put a beautiful bow around it, call it your jungle bar, and then ask the family, what would they each want to participate into this jar, and then throw the money in there and watch their faces as they anticipate the time when they can use this over Christmas, that they won't ask for that extra ice cream this year because they know that we all worked for a bigger present or a bigger time or something that we want to do that's special as a family over Christmas. So tip number 2 for your budget in this time is speak to the family and make them part of your discussions, and see how wonderful the kids will come out of their places and give you suggestions. That's really amazing. The other thing from nature that I also want to light out here is if you look at bees, if you look at the ants, if you look at squirrels, what do? They also get and they gather. Squirrels also push everything in their mouths. But what do they do then? They take it somewhere. They take it home. They go and put it away for a while because they know there's going to be a time when I'm really going to need that money. And what is that time? It's January, when you need to buy the books. It's February, when you need to start paying for certain school fees and things that's going to come. So I really want you to think about how can you be like the wise squirrel or the bee and start packing away now in this current budget that you have. Okay, so now I hear the first problem and the first question. I don't even have anything that I can put away. I don't see anything that I can put away. I don't even see how I can talk to the family because we don't have anything that I can put away. So let's give a practical example. Let's tackle the elephant in the room. Get a pen and paper ready. We are going to do a sum. And I want you to do this with me so that you can understand how this works in a very practical way. So I hope you can all see my board that I've got here. Okay, let's go this way. Right, we're going to talk about a cup of coffee, a Coke, a Fanta, a pie, anything. What is the average price of something like this in every day? $23.99 is what I've worked here, and I've worked with rands. I mean, if you want to work with euros, if you want to work with something else, you can do. So for 1 cup of coffee over at the price of $23.99, okay, let's put it like this. For 5 days, it's 119 Rand 95. So I've worked, it's just 1 cup. It's just 1 cup, a nice cappuccino. And then we go for 4 weeks. So for 1 day, oh, come on, we all want coffee. We all want cappuccino. 23 Rand is not that expensive. Okay. So for a month, it's 479 Rand. Okay, what can you do with 500 Rand? I can do a lot. Okay. So what if we do 1 cup of coffee every day for 5 days at work, for a week? It's stuff out there, really. And we do it for the whole year because that's what we do. We are creatures of habit. We have blown 5,757. Yeah. 5,757 Rand. That's just coffee. So what if you take Coke or anything? Just take 1 product, just 1 for a week. So the third tip here that I want to leave you is make an Excel spreadsheet. For some of you, it's like, oh, really? Here comes the work. It's easy. You take that cup of coffee and you just mark the price times the week, times the month, times the year, and just go and have a look and see how much you're spending. Take anything that is unnecessary and just go and start there. Ask the children, ask your family, ask people at the office, what do you think? And how do you see that? What do I drink? Somebody will tell you, do you know that you eat a packet of chips every day? No, I don't. Yes, you do, because you go to the canteen and we see you. No, but I only eat a pie. Yes, but how much is the pie? And then you don't only eat that one pie. You want that Coke and that chocky. I know, because who eats only a pie? Stupid. We have to have a Coke and a chocky. So take your pen and paper and go and be very, very brutal with yourself and tell yourself, what is it that you spend money on every day? So that is something that you can do. Tip number 4, and this is something you are not going to like. I know, because I don't like it. Because what if you see something that you really like, and what if today's the only day that it's on sale? Take money to the shops, only what you're going to need. There are, in each and every newspaper, there are inserts. They show you exactly how much all the mascaras and the nice garden tools and how much everything cost. Encircle it and say, all right, I'm going to go to Dis-Chem and I'm going to buy this mascara and that moisturizer and that tin of mega wheat for my wonderful muscles, etc., etc., and take only that money. Yes, but it's unsafe. Okay, but how do we do this? How about a cash card? Why don't you have, like me, an extra cash card? You take that money, you put it over onto the cash card, and you just go to the shops with your cash card. If you've used the money, you've used the money. Then there's nothing that can lure you in for today. Just try this for 3 days, for 5 days, and just see how you actually stuck to your guns. And many times when you walk past those aisles, you think, you're not going to catch me today with this wonderful new price of the chocolate, or buy 4 for the price of 1. Somewhere it's not always that big a deal. You've got to understand the 3 for 2s and the 2 for 1s, but we will do that at a later stage. There's quite a few tricks on that. So take money to the shops that you are going to need for that day. Don't take any extra money, and don't take another extra credit card. It's just not going to work. I've shopped in Sandton. I know it doesn't work. If you take your extra card, there's just that little thingy sitting here on your shoulders telling you, listen, if you do this and if you take money from that account and if you swing it around, it's not going to be so bad. So, you know what? I can put it back tomorrow. No, it doesn't work. Been there, done there, got the t-shirt. The thing is, you want a predictable revenue. So a money activity that you want to start with is a money activity that shows you your predictable revenue. And if I now go out to the shops, I take my exact amount of money that I want to use and I use it, then it was predictable money that I've spent. And as you're going to start doing this more and more and more, 3 months, 6 months, you're going to see, wow, wait a minute, this is a predictable revenue. I'm giving this money out, but it's predictable. And you can also see what is predictable coming in. So that's how you're going to start working on this budget in a predictable way. And now we're going to get to the big guns. Okay, so what I want you to do is get your pen and paper ready. I've got it here at the back of my board as well, but I don't think you're going to be able to see it there. So the last tip for today. So, right, what did we talk about? We talked about the monkey nastic. So don't take all the money that we get for Christmas and our bonus, and don't be like the monkeys and stuff it in your face and use all of it. Okay, we're going to use some of it. We're still going to have a happy feeling, but we are going to put some money away 3 months. Maybe it's a 200 Rand, maybe it's a 50 Rand, I don't care, but 3 times what you would have. Because in January, something's going to break. I don't know what. There's always something breaking in January. And then also take some of that money and put it away for January and February when you have to start buying school stock. Really, you know, it's always so much fun on the beach, and who wants to think about the school things that we have to buy? Lots of parents buy it now already, and then they walk with long faces over Christmas. We don't want long faces. So what do? We said, okay, get the family involved and ask them, how can we all as a family put some money in a jar, and then we enjoy our wonderful ice creams that we've decided on, or we decided on to buy one present for everybody. And remember the stokvels, guys. You've got to work with that money and that groceries very, very carefully. Don't just go and give it out to every Tom, Dick, and Harry that's there at home. You've worked for it and you've saved for it, and it's a very, very good savings vehicle. So that's another money activity. And then the other one was predictable revenue. That was number 4, is to take money to the shops that you're going to need for that day, just for that day, right? Now, to get to your budget, I want you to take a piece of paper and divide it in maybe 2. Divide it in half. On the one side, you write A, like you can see behind me, and you write B, right? On the right-hand side, you write smaller letters, C and D. Smaller letters, okay? The ones A and B is, you write there, what do I have to pay? Question mark. You have to pay this. At C and D, what do I pay? But it is nice to have. Right. Very easy. What do you think is going to be at number A and B? A and B, I've got 7 minutes left, so I really have to run through this. A, your rent, your bond, your car insurance, the school fees, your medical aid, your insurance, the things that you have to pay. You can't not do this. And you can think about maybe some of your food bills you can put on this side, although you can cut on the other side to make this one better. So I just want to get my things out here because I've got a couple of nice ideas here that has worked for me and for many of my clients. So then you go your bond, your car, your medical aid, your insurance, security, everything that you feel that you have to pay. You have to pay that. And then you make a total and see what is that amount, and put that amount in your head and say, whatever comes my way this month, whatever I get from my bonus, I have to pay this. And you pay that first. You pay that first, and then you forget about all the other things. On the other side is the nice to pays. The gym, the DSTV, ballet classes, your mobile phone. You don't always have to. You can go to mobile, eating out, that extra cup of coffee we talked about, and go and see what that total is about. So make the 2 totals, the one on the A and B side and the one in the C and D side, right? So you go total and you go total. Listen, guys, this is a quick budget. This is not the big thing. So something like that, total and total, right? So what do you do now is now you're going to start an Excel spreadsheet for 3 months. Ugh, I don't want to do this. Yes, you have to. And go and just fill it in. Just fill it in for 3 months. Don't do anything. Just fill it in for 3 months and see what is it on A and B side that you have to pay. Is there anything that you can negotiate with anybody to make it less? Go to C and D, and you will be amazed at C and D side how many of those little things that you completed on this side you can actually make it less for 2018. Maybe a smaller DSTV package, maybe not a gym. Maybe you can make a medical aid cheaper, but you still have the same benefits. You have to concentrate on that. So this is actually just a very short idea of what the Jungle Wealth program is going to be all about. We're going to walk through lots of areas of the jungle, and we're going to do from budgets to insurance to how to get your first house. And we're going to get the expedition leaders, as I said to you, and we're going to ask them questions, and we're going to sit around a fireplace, and we're going to say to them, guys, please help us here. The blonde lady doesn't know everything. And what I want to do is I want to create money activity processes with you, things that you can literally do that will make it easier. And I know some of you said, you know what, I'm okay with a budget, but sometimes I go over and sometimes I spend too much. That is human. We do that. And it's going to be now Christmas time. It's going to be human for you to think, oh, this perfume is really cheaper now. It really, maybe I should. Don't overspend this Christmas. We don't know what 2018 is going to be like. If we look around in our economy, it looks like the elephants are already moving away to go and find better water at another place. So watch nature and learn from nature and see what is it that they are doing. I will leave some links for you at the in the comments place, and I will also post some more YouTube videos on our YouTube channel. I will also repost this for the ladies that ask me to repost because they cannot attend. And then please send me your questions. You can send me the questions here on Facebook, on Jungle Wealth. You can also send me questions at picketfence.life, and you can also send me questions on my personal Facebook, which I don't normally do, which is Eldery Visser. And I will try to help you that you can understand how I can make this better for you. In the end, in the long run, when we've done this whole course, we're going to be at the top of the mountain and we're going to say, yay, I have created wealth. And we all want to create wealth, and it is possible. It is possible by just dropping a $23.99 cup of coffee every day. I hope you've enjoyed this, and you must please watch all the attire that I'm going to wear over the couple of during this season. It's going to be absolutely hilarious, but hopefully I will learn just like you learning what will be the correct things to wear in a session at the jungle. I hope the lions don't get me. Have a wonderful evening, everybody, and I'll see you next week. Bye for now.